Pharmacology. Pharmacology derived from the Greek word pharmakon, meaning drugs, and logos, meaning study. So, pharmacology is the study of selective biologic activity of drugs, study of substances that interact with living system through chemical processes, especially for binding regulatory molecules or activating or inhibiting normal processes. So, drugs is any substances that interact with a molecule that plays a regulatory role of living system, must have specificity, must have specific size, charge, and shape to interact with a given receptor. So, when we talk about pharmacology, the drug molecule interacts as an agonist, which is an activator, and antagonist, which is inhibitor, that plays a regulatory role. So these are receptor. So receptor is a specific molecule, usually a protein, that interacts with a specific chemical, then causes a change in the specific molecule, causing a change in regulatory function or responsible for the selective of drug action.
Pharmacology at 18th century. A small vaccine was discovered by Jenner. Digital drug from foxglove plant for heart muscles and slowing of heartbeat also discovered. Vitamin C from food discovered at 18th century. So at 18th century, European herbals, dispensatories and textbooks were used in the American colonies at this year. And beginning in the early 18th century, British patent medicines were imported. Next is the 19th century. 19th century, morphine and codeine extracted from opium. Introduction of atropine and iodine. Amyl nitrate were used to Anginal pain was discovered also. Discovered of anesthetics like ether nitrous oxide. Fun fact, at 19th century, pharmacology was firmly established in the later 19th century by the German Oswald Ismenderberg. At 20th century, aspirin from salicylic acid introduced of phenobarbital insulin, sulfotamides. Mid 20th century, 1940, discovered of antibiotics like penicillin, tetracycline, and other more. At 1950, discovery of antipsychotic drug, antihypertensives, oral contraceptives, and polio vaccines. So at 20th century, medicine and health progressed dramatically during the 20th century. Vaccination meant that diseases such as smallpox and diphtheria were no longer a threat because they discovered a vaccine already at this year. Other illnesses became treatable with antibiotics. Previously incurable conditions can be treated with the latest surgical techniques.
The continuation of the history of pharmacology. Father of pharmacology is Jonathan Ferreira on 1804 to 1853. Next is Oswald Schmideberg. He is the father of modern pharmacology in 1838 to 1921. In 1869, muscarine had similar effect of the heart as selected stimulation of the vagus nerve. He also discovered gluconoric acid. Next is Hippocrates. Hippocrates is a physician and philosopher. He also the father of medicine in Greece on 460 BC to 360 BC. Next is Dioscorides, a Greek produced one of the first materia medica of approximately 500 plants and remedies. He also Greek physician, botanist, pharmacologist, and author of the Materia Medica. Materia Medica, it is the science of drugs preparation and the medical uses of drugs began to develop as the precursor to pharmacology. Next is Colonel Ramnath Chopra. He is the father of Indian pharmacology in 1882 to 1973. He initiated experimental of indigenous and traditional drugs. Next is Claudius Galen. Claudius Galen is accredited with the discovery that the arteries carried blood, was one of the first clinicians to recognize the importance of the pulse, and was the first person to discover the urine is formed by the kidney. And that's all. Thank you.